currently in Morocco and I'm staying just outside of Marrakesh at this really beautiful place called Babzouina. This part of my trip was actually the catalyst for me to move overseas when I did, because I've come to do an eco-construction workshop and learn about vernacular architecture and natural building here. But I've come here a few days earlier and I'm so thankful that I have, because now I have some time to myself in a very peaceful place, and I'm really looking forward to coming back to my little rituals and routines and habits over the next few days and doing things that make me feel centered and grounded. But yeah, thank you for being here and I hope that you enjoy this video. Practicing all the little rituals and habits that make me feel centered and grounded, things like journaling, being outside, reading, just like basking in my solitude and feeling really connected to nature, and just being in a state where I feel really open and receptive to my environment, what I'm experiencing, and being able to process those things is really important to me, and that's really when I feel most like myself. But I also find that when I'm traveling, especially solo traveling, it can be really easy for those practices to slip and for me to fall out of balance with myself. And it's definitely a conscious reminder where I have to go, oh, I'm not feeling like myself and I'm not feeling as centered and grounded as I would like to feel. And yeah, I think that this is particularly important to me when I am solo traveling. I think that when you're traveling with somebody else, there's always somebody else that you can lean on for those feelings of like stability and safety and groundedness. But when you're solo traveling, it's like it's all coming from yourself. When I'm in unfamiliar places, I just need to find little moments of familiarity, and for me I find that through routine and ritual habits. I actually really want to sit down and just write all the things that make me feel like myself. I feel like that would be really satisfying to put in my journal, just like things that make me feel like myself, and do a little like mind map, because there are so many things, but I think that as long as I'm prioritizing a couple of those things in my day-to-day life, then I feel pretty good. But lately I just haven't been doing any of it. I also feel like my words are just not wording at the moment. Like I've just been trying to speak and just language feels like such a hindrance. Like I've been sitting down to journal lately and I'm just like, words aren't really doing the thing. Sometimes I feel like words either hit for me and I'm like, yeah, I can really communicate what I'm feeling, I can really express myself, or I'm just in the space of like, what even are words? Like, why am I talking? And that's kind of how I feel right now. So welcome to the vlog, and let's do things that make me feel like myself. I'm having a very slow day today because the workshop starts tomorrow. I've been here for 2 days so far. Yesterday I was actually throwing up. I was so sick yesterday. So I'm kind of just like on the path to recovery. My stomach feels like it's getting better, but I just haven't been eating so that my stomach can get better. I'm currently reading this book called Eternal Echoes, Exploring Our Hunger to Belong by John O'Donoghue, who is an Irish poet. He's passed away now. But I found out about him through listening to a podcast, the On Being podcast with Krista Tippett, and there was an episode with him that I loved, and then I started researching him and reading some of his poems, and then I realised he had this book. You know, sometimes you see a book and you're like, oh my god, that really feels like it's going to resonate, like at a specific time in your life. So I bought it online and have been saving to read it whilst I'm on this trip, because I feel like it kind of is just like this quest, this never-ending quest that I seem to be on, of exploring my own hunger to belong. And I'm only a little bit into it so far. I'm only this far into it. I read some of it on the plane and I felt like it really was very validating and affirming to read. There was a section on longing where he was talking about how it's like in our human nature to long, and it's not something that we can separate ourselves from. Like, to be human is, in a way, to have a sense of longing. Let me find something to read to you, because some moments in this book I've been like the pencil's been coming out to underline on like every page. The voices of longing keep your life alert and urgent. Yet if you cannot discover the shelter of belonging within your life, you could become a victim and target of your longing, pulled hither and thither without any anchorage anywhere. It is consoling that each of us lives and moves within the great embrace of the earth. You can never fall out of the shelter of this belonging. Part of the reason that we are so demented in our modern world is that we have lost the sense of belonging on the earth. Even with how I was talking about rituals and routines and habits that make me feel more grounded in myself, I feel like those habits are things that actually make me feel more grounded to the earth, which in turn makes me feel more grounded to myself and makes me feel a stronger sense of belonging. There was a really beautiful part where he speaks about landscape. This bit here is beautiful. So he says, "The arrival of spring is a miracle of the richest colour, yet we always seem to forget that all of these beautiful colours have been born in darkness. The dark earth is the well out of which colour flows. Think of the patience of trees, year after year stretching up to the light, keeping a lifeline open between the dark night of the clay and the blue shimmer of the heavens. Think of the beautiful high contours of mountains lifting up the earth, the music of streams and the fluent travel of rivers, linking the stolid silence of land masses with the choruses of the ocean. Think of animals who carry in their dignity and simplicity of presence such refined longing. Think of yourself and feel how you belong so deeply on the earth, and how you are a tower of longing in which nature rises up and comes to voice. We are the children of the clay who have been released so that the earth may dance in the light." I wanna boom, clack, hit your speaker, is that you will, here I am, come on, come on, How have I forgotten how good it feels to have a shower and dance to some music? And to top the evening off, I have this box of chocolates. These are made in Byron, and I love them so much, and so I bought this box before I went overseas, and I've been slowly making my way through them. There are a few left now, there's 5 left, and they're so good. I don't want them to end. I think I'm just gonna have half of one tonight. It's such a treat. And also my friend bought me these oracle cards before I left, and so I think I just want to have a nice little chill evening to myself, play some music, use my oracle cards, eat some chocolate, read my book, journal. I've had a really good day today, probably the best day I've had here so far. I'm really starting to feel like energized again and just like myself. I've said that so many times in this video, but genuinely, I feel like myself again. Sometimes I just feel off and I'm like, what's going on? And I feel like it's just an accumulation of things that lead me to feeling slightly off center, and likewise an accumulation of things that bring me back to feeling at center. I've gotten so much better at having compassion for myself though. I feel like in the past when I felt off, I'm like so quick to rush to come back to center, and I didn't allow myself to sit in the space of like, something's off. And I also think that we have those moments of like feeling off center, feeling out of balance with ourselves when we're like taking in stuff and we're processing things and integrating new experiences that we've had. I think that it can just take time to like bring it all together back into ourselves sometimes, and I feel like that's the space that I've been in. But feeling funky, feeling fresh now. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. I woke up this morning feeling hopeful and excited, a sure sign of coming back to self. Coming back to self feels like a hug from an old friend. Coming back to self feels like a blindfold has been lifted, like my lens has been cleared. Of course, it's been here all along, and I've been lost in the maze of my mind. How wonderful is the stability and familiar comfort of the natural world. Through every change, every transition, every ebb and every flow, I'm held by the soft embrace of the morning sun. I'm sung to and reminded of joy by the tweeting birds. I'm supported by the solid assurance of the earth beneath my feet. I'm whispered the surety of impermanence by the breeze that brushes past, and I'm shown acceptance and care by the trees who stand with grace through the changing seasons with interlaced palms. How grateful I am to belong to this earth.